Welcome to NeuroArc, the podcast that unpacks how the brain works one pattern at a time. We explore the hidden mechanisms, shortcuts, and distortions that shape our thoughts, decisions, and beliefs, whether we notice them or not. Today's episode, Why We Trust Bad Info. We live in the information age, but somehow, misinformation spreads faster than ever. Fake news gets shared more than facts. Wild conspiracy theories take off, while boring truths fall flat. Why does this happen? It's not just a social media problem. It's a brain problem. And at the heart of it is something deeply human, confirmation bias. This episode is all about why our brains crave agreement and what happens when that craving goes unchecked. We'll dive into the psychology behind it, look at how it plays out in the real world, from politics to relationships to science and tech, and talk about how you can protect yourself from the mental traps we all fall into. So get comfortable, and let's get into it. Imagine this. You're browsing the internet, and you see a headline that perfectly matches what you already believe. You smile, maybe you share it, maybe you bookmark it. But do you pause to ask, is this actually true? Now, flip the script. You see a headline that challenges your beliefs. Immediately you feel defensive, annoyed, maybe even angry. You don't click it. You move on. Or worse, you comment something sarcastic without reading it at all. Sound familiar? This is confirmation bias in action. It's the mental shortcut that leads us to embrace the information we like and reject the information we don't, no matter how factual, no matter how logical. Confirmation bias is the tendency to favor information that supports what we already believe, and to ignore or distort information that contradicts those beliefs. It influences how we search for information, how we interpret it, and how we remember it. Let's break that down. Search. We look for sources, articles, posts, and studies that support our views. Interpretation. When presented with mixed evidence, we interpret the part we agree with as more reliable. Memory. We remember the stuff that fits our story and forget what doesn't. It's like our brain is editing reality in real time to protect our existing worldview. There's a reason confirmation bias evolved, and it's not because we're lazy or irrational. Thousands of years ago, being part of a tribe and thinking like your tribe could save your life. Disagreeing too much could get you exiled, or worse. Our ancestors didn't need to be perfectly logical. They needed to be loyal, fast, and decisive. So over time, the brain developed a habit. Prioritize harmony over truth, comfort over accuracy, speed over critical thinking. In modern terms, that means your brain rewards you for being consistent, not for being correct. One of the earliest studies on confirmation bias came from Peter Wason in the 1960s. He created the Wason selection task, a logic puzzle that showed people would rather confirm a rule than try to disprove it. Later, a 1979 study by Lord, Ross, and Lepper showed this in action. They gave two groups the same studies on capital punishment, one pro, one anti. Each group rated the study that supported their position as more convincing, even though they were reading the exact same materials. Fast forward to 2021, researchers at Stanford studied how people interacted with fake political news. Those who already agreed with a fake headline were far more likely to believe it, share it, and defend it, even after being told it wasn't true. So, this isn't a minor quirk. It's a full-body reflex, wired into memory, emotion, logic, and identity. Let's bring this down to earth. Where do we see confirmation bias in everyday life? Politics, probably the most obvious. Watch two people on opposite sides of an issue interpret the same event. One says, "This proves my point." The other says, "This proves my point." Neither changes their mind. Health and wellness. A person who believes in natural remedies might dismiss peer-reviewed science on vaccines. A person who trusts mainstream medicine might ignore stories of alternative treatments that actually worked. Both are filtering, both are biased. Relationships. If you think your partner is pulling away, you'll start seeing every small behavior as proof. They didn't text back? Confirmation. They seemed tired? Confirmation. Even if they're just tired. Religion, sports, education, hiring, tech, the list goes on. Wherever there's belief and identity, confirmation bias is not far behind. One of the biggest myths is that intelligent people are immune. In fact, the smarter someone is, the better they are at rationalizing their beliefs. They don't reason less, they reason more, in service of the bias. This is called motivated reasoning. And it's why even scientists, judges, professors, and CEOs fall for bad info, especially when their identity is wrapped up in the belief. So intelligence isn't the cure. Self-awareness is. Confirmation bias isn't just human anymore. It's digital. Algorithms on social media feed us more of what we click, creating echo chambers. Search engines tailor results to our preferences, meaning two people can search the same question and get completely different answers. Even AI models, trained on human data, can inherit and amplify confirmation bias. We've programmed our machines to mimic our blind spots. And that's a problem, because confirmation bias isn't just annoying, it can be dangerous. It fuels conspiracy theories, it blocks political compromise, it enables bad decisions in medicine, law, education, and finance. Think of jurors ignoring DNA evidence because it contradicts a gut feeling, doctors refusing to update diagnoses, leaders surrounding themselves with yes men. It's not just about being wrong, it's about refusing to get closer to right. So what can we do? Here are 6 strategies to fight confirmation bias. 1. Ask yourself, what would change my mind? If the answer is nothing, that's a red flag. 2. Seek disconfirming evidence. Look for reasons you might be wrong, not to defeat your view, but to test it. 3. Follow people you disagree with. Respectfully. Echo chambers feel good, but they don't teach you much. 4. Delay judgment. When you hear something that supports your belief, pause, check the source, read deeper. 5. Separate facts from identity. Your beliefs aren't you. Changing your mind doesn't mean losing yourself. 6. Practice humility. Admit when you're wrong. Celebrate learning. It's not weakness, it's growth. We all want to be right, but the truth is, being wrong is part of being human. Confirmation bias is a mental reflex, one that evolved to protect us. But we don't live in tribal caves anymore. We live in a world of complexity, nuance, and information overload. If we want to be better thinkers, more open, more curious, more honest, we have to get comfortable with discomfort. That's the price of wisdom. Don't fear changing your mind. Fear refusing to. Thanks for listening to NeuroArc. If this episode made you think, share it with someone who values truth over comfort, someone who's not afraid to be challenged. Until next time, stay thoughtful, stay curious, and remember, don't believe everything you already believe.